Welcome to This Explainer. We routinely use clinical medical terms as punchlines or quick fixes for everyday problems. We tell a struggling friend to just think positive, or we joke about being so OCD when we rearrange the items on our desk. Clinical disorders involve the literal malfunction of neural circuitry. When a biological gear slips or a signal fails, the brain's internal hardware ceases to operate as intended. Your biological hardware has turned against you. The organs responsible for processing reality and keeping you alive begin actively misfiring. To actually understand the nightmare of living with these conditions, we have to look under the hood at the brain's core operating systems and see exactly what happens when our survival mechanisms malfunction. This diagram highlights the amygdala, an alarm system that floods the body with stress hormones when it detects a physical threat. In anxiety disorders, this alarm never shuts off, triggering genuine terror, accelerating the heart, and restricting breath, even when you're completely safe. Social anxiety disorder takes that exact same primitive threat response and misidentifies normal human interaction as a lethal danger. The nervous system reacts to a crowded room or a simple conversation as if it is under physical attack. Post-traumatic stress disorder breaks the system entirely. After a severe trauma, the brain loses the ability to file the memory away. It forces the body to physically replay the worst moments, treating a random sound or smell as an immediate emergency happening right now. People living with these conditions are not weak or inherently fearful. Their bodies are actively betraying them by blasting a deafening false alarm they have no way to turn off. Another set of neurological systems controls motivation, pleasure, and emotional stability, relying on chemical messengers like serotonin and dopamine to keep you functioning. When these systems crash, the result is depression. It is an emptiness caused by the brain physically failing to generate the chemicals required for hope or pleasure, leaving the world feeling entirely numb. In ADHD, a dopamine deficit creates a literal gap between intention and action. You desperately want to finish a task, but the neurological bridge fails. In bipolar disorder, chemistry violently swings. The brain rockets into manic highs, only to collapse into devastating depressive lows. Borderline personality disorder strips away the brain's emotional shock absorbers entirely. Without a regulatory buffer, minor frustrations like a canceled plan instantly escalate into unbearable tsunamis of despair or rage. Without these chemical regulators, the simple act of existing requires enormous energy. Willpower alone cannot fix a broken biological engine. Under extreme internal stress or trauma, the brain's ability to process objective reality and maintain a cohesive identity can completely shatter. Conditions like obsessive-compulsive disorder and eating disorders are frequently dismissed as quirks of cleanliness or vanity. In reality, they are torturous, desperate attempts to gain a fleeting sense of control over internal terror through illogical rituals and severe physical restriction. In schizophrenia, misfiring neurotransmitters fabricate voices and elaborate delusions. The brain perceives these hallucinations as absolutely real, making it impossible to trust your own senses. When childhood trauma becomes so intense that a developing mind cannot process the pain, it adopts a radical defense. It compartmentalizes. The psyche fragments into separate identity states to contain memories that the main personality cannot carry. This survival mechanism creates a life where different parts of one person's mind navigate a world without a shared map. Society frequently stigmatizes these outward behaviors, but they are the tragic, misguided attempts of a brain trying to protect itself from unbearable internal suffering. The defining characteristic of mental illness is an agonizing gap between what a person intends and what their body will actually allow them to execute. The person experiencing it is usually entirely aware. They know the ritual is illogical. The panic isn't a heart attack. They desperately want to get up, but they are trapped as passengers inside failing hardware. These individuals are not careless, they are not inherently dangerous, they are not being dramatic, and they certainly are not weak. It takes immense, quiet strength to wake up and fight an invisible physiological battle every single day, especially while the outside world judges your symptoms as character flaws. Treating mental disorders as physiological emergencies shifts the focus from moral judgment to medical reality. It acknowledges that these are medical crises happening inside the skull, requiring the same level of urgent care and empathy as any other failing organ.
If this fact blew your mind, hit subscribe right now. Tap the bell for more mind-blowing facts, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this with someone who loves learning cool stuff.